titles are on, 30 seconds. Ten seconds, stand by. And cue.
From a beginning at the United States in October to an ending in France in June. Welcome to the final leg of the Women's 7 Series here in Biarritz. Welcome to Biarritz for the final leg of the Women's World 7 Series. We started in the United States in October, and now here we are in the European sunshine in June, a series that has taken us around the world's best women's sevens players one final time to showcase their wares as we've gone from one event to the other, starting back in October.
Roll. Roll it. I do. Yep. I can't hear. It's quite noisy on this side. Yes. No, it won't be. Yes, no problem. Yep, done. Thank you. Okay, bye. Stand by Ricky, pulls next. Leading the pool, day one highlights. 10 seconds.
So the sixth and final leg bringing us to Biarritz, and this is how the pools look. New Zealand and England, Russia, Scotland in Pool A. Pool B, what a beauty. Australia, Canada, Spain and Ireland. And then Pool C, the ultra-consistent USA, the home team France, Fiji and China. The stage set for a fabulous day of pool action on day one in Biarritz.
And go. Merci. About a minute back, quarter-final draw leading to quarter-final highlights. Seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. Cue.
Some of the big guns really flexing their muscles on day one to go through to the quarterfinals. Australia against a resurgent Spain. The USA looking strong again. They will take on Russia in a quarterfinal. Canada against the home team France, certainly the pick of them. And then New Zealand and up against China in their first Cup quarterfinal this season.
And go. See. Two minutes. Semi and then the highlights, and then yeah, we can try, see what happens. Yeah. Yeah. So what's right? Show that first. About 30 seconds. Semi-draw, then leading to semi-highlights. Seconds. Okay, super.
So Spain, what delight, causing one of the upsets of the season to beat Australia and reach the semi-final, taking on the United States in one of those. And then a couple of old rivals going at it in semi-final number 2, Canada against New Zealand.
Go. So when we come off this, we'll say, well, here's the third place and finals draw, and then we'll show, but coming up, the game's coming up, then we'll leave it with you. 1 minute. Stand by, 5 seconds.
So USA through to their second final of the season. New Zealand going through to their fifth, 4 titles in the bag, and of course securing the World Series for 2019 as well. Spain against Canada in the bronze medal match. The USA against New Zealand, and then of course we have the playoff matches as well. They're up next. Australia against France will play off for 5th, and then Russia against the USA in the playoff for 7th.
We'll just stay with you now. Okay.
So as we head into the final 4 matches of the 2019 season, Russia against China in the playoff for 7th, Nolly Waterman and Hugh Cahill.
So here we go, 7th place playoff then. Russia taking on China. As you see, Chinese yet to get a win against the Russians in their last 5 attempts, and they've all been pretty comfortable, have to be said. The closest of that, 33-12 in Langford last month. So look at these starting teams then. And the Chinese, well, they've had a brilliant tournament, no denying it. First time that they've reached the quarter-final throughout the entire season, and they'll be happy with that. The Russians, well, this is about par for the course for them this season, the tail of the tape really. They've had a couple of very good results, but generally around mid-division is the sort of form we've seen from Andre Kuzin over the past 6 tournaments, and they'll be looking to finish with a bang here in the 7th place final. So for the final time this weekend, out come the teams. Russia and China have that final to come later on, the bronze medal match as well. But for these two sides, it is the final game. Referee is from Wales, 47th match, 3 till he clocks up the half century. Adam Jones. I might have to wait until next season for that, but it is China against Russia. And Nolly Waterman is beside me. The Russians will be expected to get the job done here, but China have caused quite a few sides. A bit of upset over the weekend here, and they're in decent form.
I think they've played some really good rugby. We've seen set place tries, we've seen off the cuff offloading, and a determination in defence that's made it really challenging to attack against them.
Russia ready?
I think Russia are going to be
China.
too strong, but I'd love to see China get the win.
Time on.
Well, who knows in this game. China to get us underway, playing from right to left. Strips are not completely dissimilar, it has to be said, but the Russians, the hint of navy across the front of the jersey as Hamidova lets that one go into touch, and it'll be a line out to the Russians.
I think cleverly left by Hamidova. There was the Chinese breathing down her throat, and if she caught it, she probably could have got whacked into touch, and it would have been Chinese ball.
So a chance for Kirkova to try and hit a mark here. Hamidova will be the target. The lift has to be right, she snaps it back, but the Chinese have read it really well. And away goes Wu. Yang Hong Wu tries to get the pass to her captain. Yang Meiling did well just to recycle that ball. Taken high though by Yang Zhu. Back with the captain again, Yang Meiling. Goes to the right hand side, top scorer, Chen Qiai. Oh, wrestled back, look at that from McAllister, a brilliant tackle. Put her entire body into that. And just relieved a bit of territorial pressure, but then China spot the gap, and Liu Huin is going to go through for the first try. It's taken just over a minute, and China, their good form continues.
Brilliant work at the breakdown to secure that possession. And this girl's got gas. Good
Beans
read.
for a tea. Did she have beans for a tea? She's got gas. Did she have beans for a tea?
It wasn't very funny, so I didn't hear it. Sorry.
Oh, God. It's got to stop, haven't we? It's got to stop. Awful, awful jokes. Spits the post, and China race into a 7-0 lead.
Awful jokes, but fantastic footwork. How about that? That's what we like to see.
Just to wait to where the gap was, and Russia, after that really good work initially by McAllister to drive the opposition back, then I just caught asleep at the side of the ruck, trying to take full advantage. Here comes the restart. Again, nobody puts a name on that. McAllister should have called for that. It's unlike her. No issues around playing possession or going for those tight balls. She's as brave as they come. Seems to be maybe a lack of communication between the three players around the ball, but Russia come away with it nonetheless. And Lushina, who I think this is her first start of the weekend, she's been on the bench for all of the other Russian games. Some chance to show what she can do right from the off. Again, loads of experience for her. Tackle goes in on Baranchuk. Goes there at the base. Kamidova offering herself on a switch line. Again, difficult to bring her down. There's that ball. Passed out of the ruck by Danilova into the midfield. Options really all on this right-hand side, but it's left that they go. Taking the blind side, Danilova. A little bit risky given that China had numbers out to deal with that. If they lose possession here, they could be in trouble, Russia. Managed to do just enough. Question the decision though. McAllister offering herself as first receiver and takes the tackle just outside the Russian 5-metre line. There's the offload. Dangerous one again. If China had read that one, they might have been through on it. Lushina trying to scrap for the ball, but gives away the penalty. Another quick tap and go. The captain's away. Yang Miling with a pass on the outside. Yang Zhu. A second try for China.
All the effort in defence rewarded by that try. Their connection in defence is superb. And a great read to take the ball to the line and support.
So conversion to come then from Chen Kiai. Right-footed strike, got every bit on it, but just pushed it to the right and wide. So just over 2.5 to play, 12 points to nil. China in front here, and Russia have yet to fire a shot on anger.
Don't seem to be able to find a way through or around this Chinese defence, which shows how organised they are, but also how hard they're working on their one-on-one tackles.
Just about got the kick away in time. This time it's better from Russia dealing with the restart. Hamidov underneath it, supports, then firing the pass out. There's Baranchuk, McAllister, switch in the midfield. Tackles have to be made from the Chinese, and they are so far. Hu Zhanghong taken in full strength by Arthur Shuk. Back on her feet, release the ball, entitled to do that. Yu Li Ping puts it down.
Hands.
But a illegal hand on the ground is a penalty to Russia. Susanna Kurkova gets on with it. Hamidova again offering for the switch on the inside. Baranchuk looking for the offload when it wasn't really on. Well, the pass at least had to be better than that if you're going to try it. Scrap for possession at the breakdown.
Unplayable, red.
Russia get the decision.
Russia lucky there, in my
forward.
opinion. It looked like Hamidova had actually knocked the ball on because it was a bit of a scrap. But Jones has deemed that it was unplayable and therefore they were going forward.
Crouch.
You see the fumble there, both of her hands are on the ball, and
Bind.
it does move.
Set.
There's the feed. Transfer goes to the left-hand side. This communication again from Kirkova. She took it on herself inside the final minute of the first half. Danilova in the pressure. Kaltseva, can she get the pass away? Maybe she doesn't need to. But Kaltseva for Russia pulls one back in the corner.
Good physicality and spot by Kaltseva. There's some tired bodies on the field, but it's good to see her stretch away and get that try.
Yeah, she just had a support runner on her left shoulder and decided she didn't need to back herself on pace-wise, and was always going to get there. So the gap 7 points with the conversion to come here. It's a difficult angle though, it's a long way out. Stuck on the base of the post, is it? I've seen that before.
Yeah, she's an incredibly athletic woman. Bust tackles for fun. She didn't really need to do too much with that. There was still a bit of a sprint to the line.
So just about time for the restart then. Last act of the first half. China be happy with their lot so far. 2 tries to 1 they lead. That hasn't gone 10. Or has it? Yeah, it has. Just about. And taken in by Chen Qiai. He says enough is enough. There's the half-time whistle. China with 2 tries fairly quickly out of the blocks, and Russia pulling one back through Kaltseva at the end. Means it's finally poised here, half-time. It's Russia 5, China 12.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Seven minutes left to play in a tournament for both Russia and China.
China, Russia.
That one needs the bounce to go 10. Back in the right side for China, just scooped up off the floor. Looking to start the second half like the start of the first, really. The tries wouldn't go down too badly either. Liu Heren. Kirkova comes across to make the tackle. Long moving pass as well from the substitute just off the bench. Yang Dangzhu. Going to go wide this time. Danilova comes across to make the tackle. Big hit goes in from Baranchuk. Back inside their own 22 now, China. Just trying to find a weak spot in this Russian defence. None so far. Liu Heren. Having a wrestling match from Kaltseva. Got to be careful, just stayed up. There was nothing malicious in it.
No, Haram, as they made the tackle, it slipped up on De Huen. Yeah, nothing malicious about that. It's a player drop into the floor, but unfortunately, it's a penalty.
And it's a line out as well to China. series points on offer for the winner in this one. No trophy as such for the 7th place playoff winner.
But is the last time we'll see China on the World Series for a whole season at least.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll want to go out on a high.
Quite battle between China and Fiji wasn't in the end for the relegation spot. And I'm sure China would feel if they had one more tournament, they might well have finished ahead of Fiji, but this is the final one. It's a start of this that counts. And they will have to take a year out and try and qualify in Hong Kong next year. On the basis of what we've seen here, they'll be more than capable of coming straight back on. Nice feet from Chen Ki-ai. Look at that, standing her up on the outside. I don't think they're going to catch her. Brilliant pace, lovely feet. And China's number 7, Chen Ki-ai, is going to touch down for another score.
This lady is class. She has put in effort on effort on effort. A real playmaker, determined and put so much work in, but there, step and play, awesome.
No mistake with the conversion either. This is worth another look.
Absolutely does the
Next time it's dead, it'll be half time. Pass from Losada was a good one. Look at the equally good line as well on the offload. Pretty good stuff from Spain. Over the halfway line now. Ferreira, well, she can score tries, she can also defend. Losada did well to keep her foot away from that touchline. Numbers on the left-hand side here now. Wardley has to come across to make the tackle, so too Charity Williams. Spain keeping it alive. It's energy sapping in the sun. Back for the penalty, offside against Canada.
Yeah, and long limb Losada really stretching it out on the right side of the field to bring Spain into a much more neutral area of the pitch. Relieve a little pressure. Set themselves up to potentially score.
What a kick that is from Patricia Garcia.
Yeah, now let's just get this line out executed.
Every inch out of that one.
Yeah.
5 meter line out.
On your side, please.
If this is the 15s game, you might see them all.
You may see one still.
Here. What's that?
You may see
you
one
might.
still
I
here.
tell you, I wouldn't put it past Spain.
I mean, really.
Spain and Ireland.
Number 12.
The old fiends for the line out.
They are very unorthodox.
They enjoyed them, I think.
Yeah, and unorthodox in many other things, and they're good at it, so why not?
Time is still off. Stay there. Goal line, please. No.
That's the first part done. Now we're going to have to rethrow.
Time on. Goal line, please.
Referee Emily Shea wants it when she wants it.
Play.
Contest in the air. Comes back in the Spanish side. Garcia might need help here. Dragged down just over the 5 meter line. Numbers on the left if they can move this ball, or maybe the pure power will do it. Losada for Spain. Pulls one back.
Let's just call her Triple L. Long Limb
Losada.
Losada.
I like it.
You know it.
Third try of the weekend.
It's like Inspector Gadget. She can extend those arms out in a very superhuman way. But that was all Garcia. She hustled on getting that line-out throw, maintaining possession, and then moving in for Losada to really strike.
And she did strike. It's worth another look here. As you say, all the hard work done by Garcia. And what about the finish? It's a bit of a Phaedra Knight finish, if you ask me. Pure power. Spain are back in the game. She enjoyed it. The crowd did too. We have the second half to come, but the whistle is gone. And it's Canada with 2 tries on the board, 1 for Spain, who lead it at the break by 12 points to 7.
The only way they got down there was penalties. A couple of them were 50-50 goals. It happens, right? You just get back, connect, right? Just discipline. They're not going anywhere. You've got to make an effort to shut that door because we're actually holding their space in defense. Yeah. They're coming back inside. When they come back inside, we've got to be there. We can't be just getting there. We already got to be there, okay? Right? Nothing changes. We're receiving this kick, right? Get the ball, build some pressure, get the points. Be sure.
Llega un momento que nos van a robar la pelota en esa situación, ¿de acuerdo? Ver que están todo el rato 7 arriba, ¿de acuerdo? Entonces, en alguna situación, ahora cuando hagamos los cambios, hablarlo. Si vemos que, hostia, está una compañera mía que acaba de entrar y veo, le tiro patada atrás, empezar a identificar, tienen 10 solo. Entonces, empezar a mirar en qué situaciones veis a una que está fundida para jugar ahí.
Eso es,
¿Okay?
sí.
Vale, ahora eso es muy importante, necesito un minuto de calidad de las 7 que estáis.
So, second half about to get underway then. Spain trailing Canada. Finish with a bang. The Biarritz colours in the stadium here at the Parc des Sports. Aguilar and Spanish flags as well. Not too far from the border. And supporting Canada with possession. Got the restart. I think the referee's mic is gone, but play continues. Pass to Bianca Ferrella, who just has to take the tackle. One more try for her would equal Amy Lee Murphy-Crowe in the top try scoring list for the season. Look at that from Charity Williams. Lovely spin and turn, and she just dropped it at a crucial stage. Did the hard part.
Well, Steve Winwood was playing in the background for a second there. Bring Me a Higher Love.
Bring Me a Higher Love.
I think that was brought.
I was wondering, was I hearing things or losing my mind?
Well, it could be one of them. It could actually be both.
Probably was both, to be honest with you. You want to give us a few bars of Bring Me a Higher Love?
I'll save it for the final. How about that? Look for it and wait for it.
Good song.
Yeah, always.
It's a good old sit and sway song, isn't it? Spain with the scrum then. Garcia trying to go the shortest route to goal. Fortunately, there were two white jerseys right in front of her. And Spain just a little bit slow to dig it out. Canada coming up on a line. Ferrella in the midfield, up against Barbara Pla here. Pla's had a couple of real beauts already, and she's still on her feet. They got to put in the tackles, and the support line was equally as good from Fernandez de Corres. Gets the pass away, Ellie Martinez! Ellie Martinez for Spain to level the game.
I like that little rhyme there, Hugh. Martinez for Spain to level the game.
There you go.
Faux show.
About a time to get your first try of the weekend.
Yeah, great effort. And that was just good work in the midfield. Active offloading, fighting in point of contact, great timing on support. Spain is quite hungry right now.
Conversion puts Spain in front, 14-12. Can they secure a bronze medal?
Well, if Pla has any say-so, they will. She started that drive with a nice run and a quick offload, and then the support was just pouring in for Spain. They've been very successful. 24 passes this game so far. So good.
Dubai 2012, the last time Spain were on the podium. Can they do it here? It's been a long time, 7 years waiting for a medal. Taking the tackle was Lucan. Nicholas, again, little half step to try and get away from the covered tackle. Brittany Ben already has one try to her name. Ferrella standing at first receiver. Franca Ferrella almost got away, back on her feet. The acceleration, the burst of pace from Ferrella is quite something. Brianne Nicholas doesn't know quite where she's supposed to go. Ended up just taking the tackle. Ferrella back on her feet. Needs a bit of support, almost intercepted by Pla, who swallows Brittany Ben in a bear hug. Here's Paquin. Has Lucan outside her. Gets the pass to her. There's Lucan. Tries the hand off. Oh, thumping tackle into the midriff as well. Ferrella. Still no sign of Ghislaine Landry. You wonder, is she injured? Brittany Ben, half gap, trying to release the hands. On her shoulder was Nicholas. Outside her is Williams. Ferrella at the base. Looks to recycle. Charity Williams outside her. The pass is not good. And that's forward. Spain's pressure is making Canada sweat.
And it looks like what Canada was doing to Spain in the first half in the opening minutes. Spain just fantastic, and Bravo on that double tackle on Ben was extremely effective. Ben was looking for the offload. Bravo came in and covered it up. And you see Charity Williams fighting for her life on the ground and just knocks it forward. She's a little discontent about that.
Well, Spain will never have a better chance for a medal. 2.5 on the clock. 2 points the gap. Support in the crowd. Ball in hand. Garcia. Here's Pla. Robert Pla trying to go straight up the middle. Support on her shoulder from Fernandez de Corres. Quick recycle ball. Did that go forwards? Backwards as the referee. And Brittany Bennett stopped. She thought the whistle was coming. Always played to the whistle. Casado is tackled just over the 10-meter line. And the space in the blind side for Garcia. Gets the offload away. The supporting run from Requena. Fernandez de Corres. Out to Pla. Hands to Bravo. On the outside is Ellie Martinez looking for her second. Farella makes the hit. Spain playing brilliant sevens rugby here. Fernandez de Corres, the kick is blocked down into the hands of Charity Williams, and she's the quickest on the pitch. Charity Williams over halfway. They're not going to catch her. Heartbreak for Spain. Gifted a try, and Charity Williams doesn't need a second invitation. That just might be the match winner.
Well, exhausting phases of play, and de Corres with probably not the best decision to boot that ball. Under pressure, you got a white wall in front of you, and then just tactically a great block by Canada, and then Charity Williams, man, you can't stop her. She is so fast and so quick to react.
Conversion shouldn't be a problem. Extra 2 adds on. 19-14. Here was the mistake.
Well, this is where Brittany Benn thought there was a knock forward, and then this kick. I mean, that was actually heads up by Nicholas to get those hands extended, those arms extended, and then Charity Williams, you see her gritting it out, waiting to the very last nanosecond to put it down. Burn that clock, baby.
Inside the last minute then. Spain need to win this restart. They have ball. Pacan trying to force Garcia, doesn't want to go into touch. It's gone out, it's gone into touch. That is not what she wanted. That is a little bit headless, you'd have to say, from one of the more experienced players on the team.
Yeah, I mean, recognition and awareness, that's that proprioception to know where you are on the field. And she breaches the touch line. The ball doesn't. That's a big break for Canada.
Nicholas to throw. Spain need to get their hands on the ball. Karen Pacan has it. Goes to ground, now told to leave. 5 seconds, and Canada will take third place. Into the stands. Flippers coming, baby. It's all over. Canada win. Canada take the bronze medal, and Spain so close, so close. Heartbreaking stuff for Canada. Well, they'll have to settle for third. Full-time score in the bronze medal playoff. Spain 14, Canada 19.
The two best teams all season will face off in the final match. New Zealand confirmed as series winners, but with their eyes on another trophy in France against the USA. The most consistent team in 2019, a silver and 3 bronze medals to their name, desperate for a breakthrough title. Just the one win in recent meetings for the USA. That was in Kitakyushu, Japan, back in April. For the United States, there are threats everywhere. Cheta Ember and Chris Thomas have been in fabulous form. The captains, Nicole Heavelin and Lauren Doyle, have led the way. Alev Kelter will have fresh legs. And Naya Tapper, a game breaker for New Zealand. The workhorse Tui, the inspirational captain Hirini, and the youngster, the 20-year-old Saili. Michaela Blyde scored 6 tries so far in this tournament. She wouldn't mind a couple more in the final. The USA being third at the last 3 tournaments. The second in the first event of the year in Glendale, where they lost to New Zealand. They've never won a series title. This is their 6th final for New Zealand. 4 titles this season, looking to match their record of 5. They are the series champions regardless of what happens. And just 2 defeats in each match this year, one of them against the USA. Our referee for this one will be Holly Davidson. And as we set for the national anthems, Nolly Waterman. It's a fitting climax with these 2 teams in the last match of the competition.
Yeah, I think USA have been one of the most consistent teams other than the New Zealand girls on this series. They've played some excellent rugby this weekend, and in my opinion are probably the only team to really challenge this Black Ferns because of the pace and power that they can match the Kiwi girls. But New Zealand are just a formidable force.
Mikey. New Zealand in their change strip, the white and black, the USA in their dark blue. The formalities for one final time in Biarritz. The final words in the New Zealand huddle coming from Tyler Nathan Wong. It's hands in the air for the United States. New Zealand against the USA for the HSBC France Women's Sevens title.
Yeah, Kino, I got you. Thank you. Yep, thanks, Roy. Yeah, Joy, I got you. Can you got me? Perfect.
Holly Davidson is ready. The referee, Tyler Nathan Wong, is ready. One last rodeo in the season 2019. Nathan Wong switches the kickoff towards Alev Kelter, nicely taken down by a skilled player too. He's got up high and there'll be an advantage straight away on the tackle. That's a little bit of payback for Langford there, but advantage is over as Gustaitis runs across field. Here's Chris Thomas. She's one of the lethal threats that Nolly mentioned at the start. So much firepower in this US side, and here's another. It's gone through the hands, and Tui, can't quite get there. Tapper's picked it up, and she's going to dish it off to Kelter. There's a chase here for Hirini. I'm not sure Hirini's going to have the gas to get there for Alev Kelter. Still chasing is Hirini. Hirini, Kelter, Hirini. Kelter's going to get there. It will be Alev Kelter to score first in the final.
And the respect shown from two of the World Series greats. We haven't seen much of Alev Kelter this weekend, but talk about determination. Everything given to get to that try line.
That was a brilliant scoop up by Tapper after the ball had initially gone through the hands. The conversion is away from Kelter. But a great start for the United States as they eye their first title. She's probably entitled to walk back a bit slowly to halfway. 5-0 the USA lead.
Although one thing they have brought in this season is a countdown clock for the restart. They have to take it within 30 seconds.
That pulsing noise in the background is a 10-second countdown, but it's away. The ball's missed everyone. Back off New Zealand for Hirini, and Saili gives it away for Brazier. So first chance for New Zealand to try and attack through Niall Williams. Blyde on the switch, gets rid of Ember, gets rid of her own teammate Kelly Brazier. Now needs some support though, because Gustaitis is in there for the USA. Tui clears. Hirini on Thomas with Saili. Ball into her hands early. Doyle. And Gustaitis just clings on to Saili. He's been in great form this weekend. Brazier's got a bit of space here. Kelly Brazier taking on the line herself. She's got Kelter to beat, steps around Kelter. And the bodies come flying in. The USA are going to earn a turnover here. Kelter made it back after being stepped and won it for her side.
Kelly Brazier is renowned for that sidestep, but look at this body height and technique from Kelter. Wide base, which means that she's got a low body height and just gets snaffles onto the ball.
Good kick to the sideline from Kelter too. Well, she's had a busy start to this match.
That's your mark, okay?
Both teams still looking full of running in the late stages of the season. Nicole Heaviland to throw. Thomas wants it. Thomas gets it. Hanging in the air. Great attacking opportunity here for the USA, and it's Kelter again. She stepped through the gap, this time chased by Brazier, and she's given off to Tapper. Brazier's come across, and Blyde in support as well. They did well to cover defence for New Zealand, but the danger hasn't passed. Here come the United States. Thomas into Hirini. They get the knees to ground. Ember one-on-one. Saili does well on Heaviland before Nathan Wong comes in support. Ember spies a little bit of open spaces and slips through the tackle. The USA relentless at the moment to start the match. New Zealand slipping off tackles, and Cheddar Ember goes in for the US.
They have started with a punch. Really good control of the ball, simple stuff. Spots the overchase in defence onto the blind side, comes open, and a quick 5-metre dash.
Quick conversion too, 12 points to 0. Fabulous start for the USA. Being led by, I have to say, Lev Kelter at the moment has just been so good for them all weekend. Deserves that. Sized it up till he hung off.
Big, strong, powerful runner, ball in hand. She's done a lot of work this weekend, as you mentioned.
Kelter goes down the middle. It'll be Hirini looking into the sun. And this USA never won a title on the World Series. Blyde's going to take on Tapper. Blyde with that lot of bandaging, a lot of strapping on the leg. Probably not at full pace at the moment, but that's still more pace than most people regardless. New Zealand trying to attack really for the first time. Wilsaili, little juggle, then did well to hold on to the ball. USA lying on the ground, just lost a footing, unlucky. Nathan Wong taking them on. And advantage for the offside, but now it's for Williams. Blyde chopping back in field. Again, Tapper's got it well under control. Nathan Wong. Hirini and Nathan Wong again, trying to create something for Saili. But USA really coming in hard in defence. Now there's some space down the short side for Tui. Big fend in the face of Ma. Is Tui going to do it herself? Ruby Tui busting a gut to get to the line and does so. Landed awkwardly on her shoulder in the end.
Oh, I think they may need to check whether she dived and got hit into touch by Kelter.
Try yes or no, please, Kino.
We're going to at least check the grounding. It was a great effort, firstly from Tui to get there on her own, and Kelter coming across.
That looks all right to me.
Score on the board, feet are just in line into the field, but
shows the value of diving, Ricky. If she'd left it any later, Kelter would have whacked her and probably hit her into touch.
Yep. Thank you. Yep.
Try is given, so New Zealand strike back through Ruby Tui. It was an individual moment. Reserves, Dice Faliafunga out injured. Tanika Willison watching on. Nathan Wong from out wide will almost get the conversion, but not quite. So New Zealand, a timely try.
Yeah, if there's one person that you know will have the heart and determination to run the legs off any team, that's Ruby Tui, and showed right here.
Oh, Cheddarim, a little juggle, but gee, she's been good on the restarts. USA best taken in that area, trying to step through. Heaviland, this little tyro of a captain. Half-time as Kelter slips through another tackle. Tui's going to have to get back and chase, at least trying to push her wide. Kelter steps back in field with the swerve. Nathan Wong comes at her, slips through another, and Lev Kelter will go 70 metres and score a fabulous solo try.
What a try. What an effort. But all money, you thought Nathan Wong had hold of her. Step in, bust in. You could see she didn't think she had the legs to get all the way to the end. Ruby Tui doing her bit. And Nathan Wong just slips down those pumping legs. Breathless, God.
Kelter from in front to convert the extras, and the USA will go to a half-time lead in the final, and it's a good lead as well. 19 points to 5, the USA over New Zealand at half-time.
This is our game. USA on 3. 1, 2, 3. USA!
Chris Brown asking questions of his USA girls, saying, why did we start? How did we start and why has it gone so well? In contrast, New Zealand, Sarah Hirini calmly talking through the tactics about what she wanted from her team. And I find it fascinating. They've just blown for 7 minutes and they just don't even look out of breath when they're chatting.
7 minutes away for the USA as they eye their first ever cup title. 19 points to 5. They lead the series champions, New Zealand. Only one team has come from behind at half-time to win a cup final this year, and that was Canada and Kitakyushu. It took them until the about 15th minute to do so. New Zealand would have to do that here, and it's a much bigger deficit against a very good USA side.
Look out left. Yeah, come to a tight. Keep my feet. Keep my feet.
Crouch.
Yep.
Bind.
Hold.
Set.
Hold. Go, go, go.
Imperative for the Black Ferns to score first after half-time. Nathan Wong takes it on herself. Williams ranging out on the wing. Brazier. Hirini, and she's got Saeli and Blythe, the two wingers, two speedsters working in tandem. There's the inside ball for Blythe, but every move she's made, there's been 2 or 3 Americans all over it. Saeli lays the ball back for a team to attack again. Brazier. Nathan Wong just got a little in front of the pass, and it's a little bit static for New Zealand. And now it might open up a little bit of an overlap. Gustitis trying to come across and cover Blythe. Has Ma coming with her. Saeli again stepping back in field. The New Zealand attack, not willing to take them on the outside, retaining possession, but they give away a penalty. Held on too long, did Saeli.
Scrum. Scrum call, girls.
For me, it was an interesting decision for Saeli. We've seen her step and go on the outside so many times. She's got pace to burn, but she decides that she's been ushered too well by the American defence. And Naya Tapper, brilliant jackal.
Time off, girls. Number 12.
Some really good connection in the American defence, making it really hard to attack against.
Saeli leaves the field and Shakira Baker comes into it.
Crouch.
5 minutes to play.
Set.
And the final. Oh, New Zealand have tried to strike at that scrum.
Same ball.
I think it's come straight back out of the tunnel, which means a reset. And I'm sure USA won't mind a couple more seconds eaten up off the clock.
Soak it up a little bit longer. Gee, look at Ember, Gustitis and Ma. That's a big, strong pack of forwards for the USA. Oh, Williams was happy. Came up off the ball was referee Davidson. Christy Kirsch out there for the USA. Here's Ma. And Heveland, yeah, ball's been knocked down. It's going to be accidental, but accidental doesn't matter. So New Zealand now down to 6. Is all going wrong for the Kiwis in the final at the moment. Blythe to the Sinman. And have the USA got the composure and the clarity and the calm to finish it off?
Well, you rarely see New Zealand with such little possession. But the one thing that you can guarantee, they will play until the final whistle. And for them, 2 converted tries isn't anything, even with 6 on the field.
No points scored yet in the second half. 19-5 was the US's lead at halftime, led by Alev Kelter, scored 2 tries, 2 brilliant efforts. And now one of the big guns comes in. Chris Thomas again. Thomas gets the line out from her co-captain Heveland. Off to Doyle, and here's Kelter again. Oh, excuse me, it's Kirsch rather. Tapper trying to offload and does to Kirsch. Being busy and active, Naya Tapper. Gustitis. Great ball control here from the United States. Oh, Thomas, I think she's just pulled up there. And she's up and about very slowly on one leg. So just had to pull up and allow New Zealand. Oh, there's a slip. And that could open things up for Kerr. She's got a lot of pace, Christy Kerr. She's a powerful ball runner coming across as Williams and Brazier need to make the tackle. Gustitis. Oh, heavy contact between Ma and Hiddeny. You heard the bodies come together. And now it's there for Lauren Doyle. The co-captain of the United States may score the try that secures their first ever title.
Edge to edge from the USA. Some brilliant build-up play, brilliant patience. And what ball control on that hit from Hiddeny. But Doyle, she's been busy all weekend. And a deserved try scorer in this final.
The USA streak ahead. $26 points to 5. They now lead. Closing in.
Time off. It's done.
And 2 wonderful tries by Alev Kelter. Just fabulous efforts.
Okay, should be behind.
Now looking to close it out. The restart is pinpoint, but just over the head. And lands for New Zealand. Te Tamaki is out there. Fitzpatrick for New Zealand. Finding Blyde. Still full of running New Zealand, but the defence from the USA has just been superb. And now it'll open up for Shakira Baker. I don't know if New Zealand's going to have enough time. Nathan Wong with urgency.
Good solid finish from Baker. And unlucky for the conversion that we're just about to see.
Time off.
The kicks away.
No substitution. Time back on.
26 points to 10 now. The USA can almost feel the gold medals around their neck, the hands on the trophy. And it'll be nothing less than they deserve for a wonderfully consistent season. They have been there or thereabouts in every tournament. Powerful group of athletes that have been formed into a fabulous unit of rugby players under Chris Brown. Ma, so powerful. Another who's had a breakout season, and Lauren Doyle heaves it into touch. It's finally there. The USA, on an historic weekend in Biarritz, they add their little slice of it too. Well, it's not a little slice, it's a big slice. For the first time, the USA win a title on the HSBC Women's World Rugby 7 Series. 26 points to 10. They've done it in style.
They came out of the blocks and they just did not stop. A superb performance from the USA against a very strong and talented Black Fern side. And for me, it's so good to see someone else take the title and show that there is competition within this series. And next year is one of the most exciting seasons with it building up to the Olympic Games.
It certainly is. It's been a fabulous weekend for the USA. They got their Olympic qualification secure, and now they add a title to it. They were runners-up in the first tournament of the season in Glendale to New Zealand. They've fought and battled until this very last one. Tries to Elev Kelter who really busted open the final in the first half after having a bit of a ropey old time of late. But what a response for her team when they needed it. Cheta Ember and Lauren Doyle, the co-captain there, thoroughly deserving.
Yeah, you had a lot of big names that are recognised within the series really step up this weekend. And it's not just about playing well on day one, it's about doing it time and time and time again on day two. And they are fully deserved winners of that game.
So, as the players celebrate, we can hear from their coach, Chris Brown. He is
Chris,
down pitch side with you.
Look, it's a first series title win for USA. You must be so proud of those players out there.
Yeah, immensely. Look, it's a blessing for me to be able to work with them and do my part, and for them to stick to what we agreed to all weekend, it was special.
Well, Phaedra Knight has said, look, you deflect a lot of the praise here, but you can clearly see a huge difference in the team since you've taken over. So what specifically do you put that down to?
Look, we had to sort our culture out and make sure that they actually wanted to play for each other, and they knew what it was like to put the team before themselves. We had a good group here, and then from there we had to work out how to actually defend and show our character through our defence, and that's what we've done all season. We're still missing a few cogs on the attacking side, but we're progressing. So I mean, that's what we've focused on though, is our culture and our defensive work all season.
And just as well, privately, you must be delighted for Olive as well to come back to play so well, score a couple of tries after she's had a pretty tough couple of months, I'd say.
Oh, very much so. Look, I mean, she's a good egg, and or a good blueberry, as we say, and she only wants the best for this group and to play her part. And it's been a tough few months.
Yeah, well, look, it's finishing on a huge high. Congratulations to yourself and the team. Well done. Thanks a million.
Thank you, Hugh. Cheers, mate.
Brilliant words from Chris Brown. You so often see many of the coaches totally deflect the praise, but well worth it. Well deserving of an emotional time. There's a lot of exhaustion too around some of these players. And there's a lovely touch between Chris Brown and Elev Kelter. Elev Kelter, 2 tries in the final. And that is why she has been adjudged the player of the final, Elev Kelter. Let's hear from her now.
Okay. Olive, congratulations. You're the HSBC player of the final. Fantastic performance. How do you feel?
I'm just excited. It's not necessarily about me. My team set me up, and we have 1 through 24, all the girls back home, Nana, and it's a Father's Day at home, so my dad's in the stands, and I have so much family here and all around, and I just am so thankful and grateful for the opportunity.
Look, you've been one of the standout players of the last few years on the whole tour, but you must have had a difficult kind of 4 or 5 weeks after the red card in Canada, and then again here. I mean, that must have been tough for you.
You know what? This game is so beautiful because you can go from the lowest of lows to the highest of highs, and again, just a tribute to my team for keeping me in the game. And when I got that last red card, it was nothing but hugs and say, I believe in you, let's come back. So again, I couldn't do without them.
Your first ever title as well for Team USA.
God bless it. Hopefully it won't be our last.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done. You are the HSBC player of the final, and Rose Thomas is here to present you with your award. Well done. Well deserved.
Isn't she thrilled, Elev Kelter? It is a well-deserved. She really busted open the final with those 2 tries in the first half. One of them are just an exceptional solo effort. There has been many moments in this competition. China making their cup quarterfinals for the first time this season. Spain's win over Australia in the quarterfinal. Sarah Hinney's 200th, but the mark of excellence, the UL mark of excellence, is the USA's first ever win. Here's their co-captain, Lauren Doyle, with you.
As I've said to Chris and to Olive there as well, fantastic day for the whole squad. And there she is, player of the final.
Yes, it was great. I really don't have words right now. It was just an amazing experience, kudos to the girls back home that help us, and here it's just been an amazing experience.
Can I just ask you before you went out, I mean, you've been to so many finals and you've been a part of nearly every single one with Team USA as well. Was there the self-belief that you could go and do it on this occasion?
Yeah, that was our main thing. Was it doesn't matter who we're playing, we're going to believe in each other, we're going to go out and fight for each other, and we're going to stick to our game plan, and it'll work.
Okay, and you know, obviously the end of a long, hard season, second in the table, Olympic qualification, your first title. Next year, who knows? You've got to be eyeing up that top spot.
Absolutely. I mean, that's always the goal, right? Number one.
100%. Lauren Doyle, congratulations. UL Mark of Excellence. To present you with your award, I'd like to invite Thibault Labonde, Business Development Manager with UL, to give you your well-deserved award. Well done.
Well, you can just hear the emotion in the voice of Lauren Doyle and Alev Kelter, and how much this means for the United States, how significant a moment for this team and those that have been part of the squad throughout the season as well. The collective group to get them to this point. Now it's time to get the spoils, to receive the silverware. And Canada finishing in bronze medal position. Canada, of course, winners in Kitakyushu this season. Nolly Waterman, it was a bit of a bounce-back season for Canada. They were consistently also always in and around, always in the quarterfinals, and of course highlighted by that win in Kitakyushu.
They're a very talented side, and you know, have some real talented women within their squad. Brittany Byrne's been incredible this weekend, and you can never, ever question the heart and desire that they put on the field. I'm sure they'll be disappointed to not make the final this time round, because they've played some excellent rugby this weekend. But that final between USA and New Zealand was something else.
So New Zealand will take second place. A remarkable season for them. 4 out of the 6 titles. They still will get to lift a trophy at the end of this, but just falling short against a very good United States team. Only 3 defeats all season. You can imagine that this one being in the last game of the season, that's going to bother them for a bit.
I'm sure it will, but New Zealand always bounce back, and they talk about learning and developing, and you can learn so much from a loss as a team, and it will be hurting right now, and I'm sure they will be very frustrated to not finish on a win. But they are honestly something else in terms of the talent that they have and the players that they've brought through and the youngsters they've involved this year. Saili being one of them this weekend.
Of course, we'll see Portia Woodman back from injury when the new season kicks off. But it's all about this team at the moment. Nicole Heavelin, this little tyro of a leader. She's a tough nugget, that one. Alona Ma and Christy Kirsch, a breakout star, made her debut in Sydney and has impressed all comers. Steph Ravetti called in this weekend. Kayla Kennett, Casey McCravey, Cheta Ember, exceptional for the United States here in Biarritz. Abby Gustitis, Chris Thomas, Alev Kelter, and Lauren Doyle. This long-awaited moment. A trophy in the hands of the United States. For the first time in their history, the USA champions in France, the HSBC France Women's Sevens Cup champions, United States of America. And just for good measure, get in a second shot of the lift, get it all right, and enjoy the moment.
So much work goes into all of these tournaments. that's always the icing on the cake when you get to take home a trophy. And
as we have a look at some of the final salvos of the weekend, the DHL Impact player from this weekend's tournament, and Hannah Smith from Scotland, finishing 11th. Great win for them as the invitational team to finish out, and she was a standout among many, many standout players. But of course, there's another trophy to be lifted in another series, and that will be New Zealand Series champions with
on the final,
Hugh.
first of all, if we can start there, what would you put that down to today?
I think just a quality USA team and a few basic errors that we made, and obviously pretty costly at the end of the day. And I'd be lying if I said that it didn't hurt, because it does. But I know that we've now got to celebrate a World Series win, which is obviously a goal of ours right from the start of the series.
And just on the USA, it's 1 and 2 in the overall series final, in the final here today. Would you consider them now your main rivals, and how much do you think they've improved over the last year or so?
They're definitely one of them, but I'd say the top 6 teams on the World Series are tough at any time. So USA have been thereabouts the whole season, so they definitely deserve a cup title this series. And obviously they played their hearts out this weekend.
Absolutely. But look, on the bright side, I mean, you've had a phenomenal season. New Zealand as well as yourself, HSBC World Series champions now as well, and Olympic qualification to boot. So it hasn't been a bad 12 months, has it?
It's been an awesome 12 months. Definitely challenging at times. We've obviously gone through a lot of adversity back home, but we've been able to use most of the girls on our roster at the moment. So that's been a huge testament to the girls' development and also the competition. But obviously pretty happy to be bringing home a World Series title and our 5th one in the last 7 years. So. And
any plans for the break? Can you just relax now and just turn off for a while?
I'll be going on a honeymoon with my husband, so I'm going to really enjoy that.
Super. Sarah, congratulations on a brilliant year, and thanks so much for your time as always.
Cool, thank you.
And of course, Sarah Hiddeny creating her own slice of history today by passing or becoming the first woman to hit 200 in matches, 201 in the final on the World Series. For Sarah Hiddeny and the New Zealand team, as Canada now accept their medals for the overall series. 3rd place, G. It was tight between USA and Canada there for a while. Bianca Farella, Karen Pakan, 2 wonderful players in their squad who've shone all season.
Yeah, you mentioned the USA-Canadian rivalry, and it is ferocious. And both squads have such depth and such talent.
It's like role reversal. Take off the gold ones, grab some silver ones. I think it'll take a while to wipe the smiles off the USA. A wonderfully consistent season. 2nd in Glendale, 4th in Dubai, 3rd in Sydney, 3rd in Kyushu, 3rd in Langford, and champions here in Biarritz.
Interestingly, Chris Brown talks about them buying into his game plan, but also about buying into their culture. And that's something that really drives forward Sevens teams and how you need to play when you're out on the field, 6 games in 2 days. It is exhausting stuff. And you could really see that they bought into each other and what he wants from them as a squad.
And now, after a quite extraordinary season, in which Sarah Hiddeny said they've faced some adversity, they lost some of their best players at various times. Their coach Alan Bunting has been away, and I'm sure watching back home and very proud of his side and the way they've handled all that has been thrown at them. They just started with a hiss and a roar. Glendale, Dubai, Sydney went on a massive winning run. Had a big old wobble in Kyushu. Bounce back in Langford and take 2nd here in Biarritz. And it is set a standard largely by that woman, among many others. They went close last year, but the series championship trophy is back in the hands of Sarah Hirini and the New Zealand team. So they all get together, and I guess this is one factor that doesn't always get seen, the camaraderie between these teams. They go out hammer and tongs at each other week after week, tournament after tournament, try to hurt each other, put each other down. But there's a lot of great mates within these various teams and a lot of mutual respect among these sides. And they are all fabulous ambassadors for their sports and their countries. And now we can have a look. This is how it finishes up. The golden queue for New Zealand, USA, Canada and Australia. They are booked to play in Tokyo at the 2020 Olympics. New Zealand, the series champion. USA and Canada, tournament winners throughout the season. And then at the end, oh, it was tight. Points difference between Fiji and China was all it took in the end for Fiji to just stay up as a core team. A wonderfully competitive season and series across the board. We've seen some new young faces, some exciting talent. And they have worked their socks off for it all year. A few battered and bruised bodies there. Some of these players across various teams from the United States, New Zealand, will play in the 15 Super Series coming up. There's so much more women's rugby, an exciting, thrilling year ahead. There's a few very sore bodies trying to kneel in for that final photo. There's New Zealand, the series champion, the United States, the Biarritz winners. And a rich and well-deserved applause for the crowd in Biarritz. They came in their numbers, they noisy. The music played, the atmosphere has been brilliant. It's been a wonderful, wonderful tournament here to finish the season. The hospitality, second to none on the French coast. So, of course, next season this competition will expand and grow. 8 tournaments, 3 new on the HSBC Women's Series. We can't wait to bring you more of the best. But for now, it is farewell from Biarritz, where the United States are Cup winners and New Zealand are the 2019 Series champions.
absolument géniaux, vraiment. Bravo à la technique.